Let me ask you something. How much time do you spend thinking about your sleep? Not just whether you got enough hours, but whether the sleep you are getting is actually doing what sleep is supposed to do. Because here's the thing most men over 55 have no idea about. You can be in bed for 8 hours, fall asleep quickly, and still be missing the one part of sleep that builds muscle, strengthens bone, burns fat, and keeps your metabolism running the way it should. And for most men your age, that part of sleep has already collapsed to almost nothing without them ever knowing it. A study just published in the journal Cell by researchers at UC Berkeley has finally mapped the exact brain mechanism behind this. For the first time, scientists have identified the specific circuits in the brain that control how growth hormone is released during sleep. Not just that it happens, but exactly how and what disrupts it. And what they found connects directly to something that has been quietly happening in the bodies of men over 55 for decades. Today, we are going to walk through what deep sleep actually does to your body, what happens when you lose it, why so many men are losing it without realizing it, and what the research says you can do about it. No complicated science terms, just the facts laid out straight. Let us start with something called growth hormone, because once you understand what it does, everything else in this video is going to click into place. Growth hormone is exactly what it sounds like. It is the hormone that tells your body to build and repair. It rebuilds muscle tissue after exercise. It strengthens bone. It helps your body burn fat rather than store it. It supports your memory and your metabolism. When you were in your 20s, your body was producing it in large quantities. It is a big part of why young men recover quickly from workouts, sleep off an illness in a night, and seem to bounce back from almost anything. Now here is what most men do not know. Roughly 75% of the growth hormone your body makes every day is released during sleep, not throughout the whole night. It is specifically during the deepest stage of sleep, the stage scientists call slow wave sleep or deep sleep. That is the window, typically in the first few hours after you fall asleep, when your brain slows right down and your body goes into its most intensive repair and rebuild mode. Without that deep sleep, the release of growth hormone drops dramatically. And for men over 55, that window has been shrinking for a long time. Research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association tracked the sleep patterns of men from their 20s all the way through old age. What they found was stark. During early adulthood, men spend roughly 19% of their total sleep time in deep sleep. By the time they reach their mid-30s to mid-40s, that number has fallen to around 3%. By the age of 45, most men have almost entirely lost the ability to generate meaningful amounts of deep sleep. Growth hormone secretion falls right alongside it, declining by around 75% between a man's 20s and his mid-40s, and continuing to fall from there. By the time a man is 60, research suggests that around 35% of men are clinically growth hormone deficient, not because their bodies cannot make it, but because they have lost the deep sleep that triggers its release in the first place. Now here is what that actually means for your body day to day, because this is where it stops being an interesting science fact and starts being very personal. A decline in growth hormone as you age is directly associated with loss of lean muscle mass, increased body fat, especially around the belly, reduced bone density, slower recovery from exercise, impaired memory, and a metabolism that just does not work the way it used to. Sound familiar? Most men chalk all of that up to getting older. And while age is part of the picture, the research is increasingly making a different argument. A lot of what men experience as the physical decline of their 50s and 60s is not just aging. It is a deep sleep deficit that has been building for 20 or 30 years. A 2025 study looked at older adults and found that those with poor sleep quality had a more than 50% prevalence of significant muscle loss. This was compared to just 6% in people with good sleep quality. 6% versus 55%. The difference between good sleepers and poor sleepers in terms of muscle retention was not small. It was enormous. On the bone side, research from the University of Colorado found that even a few weeks of restricted sleep in men led to a measurable decline in the markers that show bone is being formed, without a matching decline in the markers that show bone is breaking down. In plain English, poor sleep tilts the balance so your bones are breaking down faster than they are being rebuilt. Over years and decades, that contributes directly to bone density loss and fracture risk. All of this connects back to what UC Berkeley just confirmed. The reason deep sleep is so powerful for the body is not just that you are resting. It is that your brain is actively running a biological program, releasing growth hormone through a specific neural circuit that rebuilds you from the inside while you are unconscious. When that circuit does not fire properly, because you never get deep enough into sleep, your body misses its nightly repair window entirely. And now the question you are probably asking, why are so many men losing deep sleep in the first place? Because it is not just age. There are things happening to men over 55 specifically that accelerate this loss, and most men have absolutely no idea they are happening. The biggest one is sleep apnea. And this is where I want you to really pay attention, because the statistics here are genuinely surprising. A 2024 study estimated that around 84 million American adults have obstructive sleep apnea. Nearly 60% of those are men. And studies suggest that somewhere between 45 and 65% of men over 60 have the condition. Here's the part that matters most. The overwhelming majority of them are completely undiagnosed. Sleep apnea is a condition where your airway partially or fully closes during sleep, causing you to briefly stop breathing and then wake, sometimes dozens, sometimes hundreds of times a night. Most of the time, you do not fully wake up. You have no memory of it in the morning. You just feel like you slept, but somehow never feel fully rested. What is happening underneath is that every time your breathing pauses, your brain drags you out of deep sleep to get you breathing again. Deep sleep requires sustained, uninterrupted time to develop fully. Sleep apnea makes that nearly impossible. Research has confirmed that sleep apnea directly suppresses growth hormone secretion. And here is the good news on this front. Studies have also found that treating sleep apnea with a CPAP machine, the device that keeps your airway open while you sleep, can restore growth hormone release. In other words, for men whose deep sleep is being robbed by undiagnosed apnea, getting that diagnosis and treating it could be one of the most impactful things they do for their physical health. How do you know if you might have it? The classic signs are loud snoring, waking up with a dry mouth or headache, feeling tired even after a full night's sleep, and a partner noticing that you stop breathing or gasp during the night. But some men have no obvious symptoms at all. If any of this sounds familiar, it is worth bringing up with your doctor. A sleep study, which can often be done at home now with a simple kit, is how it gets diagnosed. This is not a minor quality of life issue. For men over 55, undiagnosed sleep apnea is a direct drain on the hormonal system that keeps your muscles, bones, and metabolism functioning. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, hit that button now. We put out research-backed health information for men over 55 every week, explained in plain English. It is completely free, and it only takes a second. Beyond sleep apnea, there are several other things that are quietly eroding deep sleep in men this age, and some of them are probably going to surprise you. The first one is alcohol. This one hits particularly close to home for a lot of men in their late 50s and 60s. A glass or two of wine or a beer in the evening helps you wind down. It helps you fall asleep. And that part is true. Alcohol does help you fall asleep faster. What most men do not know is what it is doing to their sleep architecture once they are asleep. Alcohol suppresses deep sleep. Even moderate evening drinking has been consistently shown to reduce the amount of time spent in the deep sleep stages, which means less growth hormone release, less muscle repair, less of everything your body needs that night to rebuild itself. The night feels fine. The biology tells a different story. The second is inconsistent sleep timing. Your body's deep sleep system runs on a biological clock. It expects you to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day. When that pattern is irregular, like different bedtimes, sleeping in on weekends, or staying up late a couple of nights, and then trying to catch up, the deep sleep architecture never fully stabilizes. Research consistently shows that consistent sleep timing is one of the most important factors in sleep quality for older adults, separate from how many hours you get. The third is room temperature. This one is simple and genuinely underappreciated. Your body needs its core temperature to drop in order to enter and sustain deep sleep. A bedroom that is too warm interferes with that process. Research suggests that a sleeping environment somewhere around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit supports the temperature drop your body needs to reach and stay in the deeper stages of sleep. And the fourth is exercise, but specifically what and when. Multiple large reviews have confirmed that resistance training, meaning lifting weights or doing bodyweight exercises that put load on your muscles, improves sleep quality in older adults more consistently than most other interventions. It also directly stimulates growth hormone release during the day. So for men over 55, resistance training is doing double duty, stimulating growth hormone through the workout itself, and then improving the sleep quality that allows even more of it to be released overnight. The two reinforce each other. Here is what I want you to take away from all of this. The reason you may feel like your body is not responding to exercise the way it used to. The reason recovery seems slower. The reason fat has settled around your middle. Despite your best efforts, a significant part of that story may be playing out not in the gym or at the dinner table, but in your bedroom between 10 at night and 2 in the morning. Most men spend a lot of money and effort trying to maintain their physical condition as they get older. Protein powders, supplements, gym memberships, those things matter. But the research is increasingly pointing to deep sleep as the foundation that all of that effort is built on. If the foundation is cracked, the rest of the structure struggles, no matter how hard you work. The good news is that this is not a fixed situation. The UC Berkeley research has opened new doors for understanding how this system works and how to target it. But right now, without waiting for any future therapy, the levers that the evidence supports are practical, accessible, and free. Get checked for sleep apnea if you have any reason to suspect it. Pull the evening drinks back a few hours if you have them at all. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Keep your bedroom cool. And make resistance training a regular part of your week. None of those things require a prescription, a specialist, or a credit card. They just require knowing that they matter, which now you do. As always, if anything in this video has raised questions about your own sleep or your hormone levels, your doctor is the right person to start that conversation with. A simple blood test can give you a picture of where your growth hormone-related markers currently sit. A sleep study can tell you whether apnea is a factor. Knowledge is the first step. Your body is still running that repair program every night. The question is just whether you are giving it the conditions it needs to actually do its job. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay proactive, and we will see you in the next one.